Hi, this is Jennifer Jones. I'm the project director with Beyond School Bells, and today we're going to continue our conversation of building local partnerships and sustainability for your after-school program. And we're going to be utilizing the toolkit that is available on Beyond School Bells website, and the documents will also be on this screen. And it really just walks through what this process looks like and provides different documents to help you kind of guide your action steps as you're walking through it. And so we want to start out today with just kind of an overview of how you identify and build these partnerships. We have a 5-step process, and the first thing that we really encourage you to utilize is the community scan worksheet, which we're going to refer to in just a minute. Then to prioritize 3 to 4 partnerships, to utilize the partnership analysis worksheet, which is also a helpful document that we have here. And then from there to really start educating and outreaching your partners that you have identified as potential partners. And we list a number of action steps under that we really encourage you to do, and then to always follow up with those partners. And so for the purpose of today, we really just want to walk through these documents so that you know what they are intended to do and how they can really help you. And then we will have future webinars that will kind of build out some of the messaging tools and follow-up that we encourage you to do with partners. So the first document, and you'll see it on your screen, is the community scan document. And what it is just an inventory of all the programs and businesses and government, school, everything that we could think of that exists in most Nebraska communities. And some that you may only have a smaller number. If you're a larger community, you'll have many more than what's listed here. But we really felt like this is an accurate portrayal of potential partners that exist in Nebraska. And so what it is just an exhaustive list, and there's also space down there for you to add a number of other partners that you think of. But for you to really get the ball rolling of thinking through who could our potential partners be and where are we at with current partners. So it is really just a spreadsheet to with each of these. We encourage you to list any previous contact that you've had with that organization, a previous partnership, and if you have any direct personal connectivity. That's a little bit of the beauty of Nebraska, is there seems to be so many connections. And, it may not be that someone who owns that business, but your neighbor knows them well. So if there's another connection that that's a real direct link, we encourage you to list that. And then indirect personal connections as well. And then contact person that is who you would plan to reach out to for that community. So for that partner, I apologize. So if it's the local YMCA, listing the YMCA director's name, or with the library, the director, or another key contact But we encourage you, even if it seems redundant, to really take time to fill out this entire spreadsheet, as it really will start to kind of help you think about what current partnerships exist and which ones could possibly be potential. And so after you've done that community scan document, the next one we ask you to kind of go through is the partnership analysis document. And you'll see that up on your screen. And we really want you to identify 4 to 5 potential partners from that community scan document that you feel like could be viable partners for your program. And so look back at the community scan document, and hopefully through filling it out, you'll have had a few light bulb moments of thinking, oh, this actually could be a good partner. And so those are the businesses, the organizations that we want you to list there. And this document is really meant to guide your thinking process around how you're going to approach that partner. And so the categories that we ask you to kind of think about is, what can this partner offer our program? And really identify the resources, the services, the materials, if you've already had some previous contact, think about what they've done in the past. Because sometimes, like let's say you're identifying 4 potential partners, 2 of these could be people that you previously had contact with. It could be that you previously had a good partner with the Chamber of Commerce, and that has died the last few years, and you want to kind of strengthen that partnership and bring that back to the table. So it doesn't need to be that these are complete, all new partnerships. Some of it may be a partnership that you want to strengthen, or that you want to kind of revive that has kind of went to the wayside. The next category is, how might that partner benefit from a partnership with us? Just as much as you want to tell them how you would benefit from partnering with them and how your kids are going to benefit from that partnership, you need to recognize what will they gain from a partnership. So really thinking through what would be their buy-in, how would they gain from entering a partnership with you. And then if you're at that place of trying to kind of put a community advisory group together, thinking about, would this be a partner that would be really valuable to sit on that committee? Would they have a lot to offer from kind of a more global standpoint of thinking about the sustainability for our program, and thinking about how you want to put kind of your long-term plan together and get input on programming, that type of thing. And then finally, what is our specific ask of this partner? Like, what are you going to ask them? And so that's kind of just the guiding process of filling out that document. And with that, we've also know that that's sometimes a little easier said than done. And so we wanted to kind of provide you with a sample and of what we're thinking through when we fill out this document. So the next document you will see is one that we hypothetically filled out, and it's one that we identified 4 different potential partners that we see many programs either trying to partner with or already have an active partnership with. So these are very realistic. Other programs have walked through this, and this is similar to what their document has looked like when they've filled this out. And so I won't read it all to you, but I want you to have this to refer to, because one thing that we know most every community has is a local grocery store. So that is one of them. The police department, a local or a regional hospital. We realize there's many small communities that do not have local hospitals, but what regional hospital do you tie into? And then also, like if there is a local business or a larger factory in your community, how could you partner with them? And the one thing you can read through this yourself, but the one thing I want to spotlight is the last category of what is our specific ask of this partner. And we cannot emphasize enough that we really encourage you for each of these to think through what is an easy, a middle, and a hard ask. In that you would kind of think through what each of these could be were you sitting across the table from them. Because it is always recommended that when you begin these conversations that you're always going to start with the easy ask. Very few partners would we encourage you to go to the table with the hard ask to begin with. Because if you're in that initial partnership building, you are starting to get to know each other. They need to come visit your program. They need to know what is the core foundation of your program, how many students are you serving. They need a lot more information before you would come and ask for the hard ask is so often a financial contribution. So before you would come to the table with that type of request. And we want to have success in building these partnerships. And it is a lot easier to start with an easy ask and to build yourself up as that relationship continues. And so often, the easy ask is, will you come visit our program? Will you come do a site visit? And we neglect to do that. And we too quickly go to a middle or a hard ask, and then we kind of walk away because that doesn't really evolve, and it fizzles. and we really haven't made a point to connect with that partner. So starting with those easy asks, and it might be 2 or 3 easy asks, are really foundational and important to making sure that that partnership takes off. And so this is something that not only do you as a program director want to sit and do, but you want to ask, you know, if you have a site coordinator, if you have like a school building administrator that is involved with your program, you want other people to come alongside you and think through what these asks would be, so that you really have wrap your mind around how you can approach this partner and really start developing a meaningful connection. And that's really where sustainability happens, is when you develop a trust with that partner. And so I really would just encourage you to spend a lot of time in that category and thinking through that. So with that, the next steps, as if you go back to that identifying and building partnerships document, is after you have filled out that partnership analysis document, is to really work on how are you outreaching and targeting these partners. So that is what we're going to be continuing to address in our future videos. Is, do you have program messaging tools, and do you have a lot of community awareness strategies that you're starting to use, and then really talking through what would your contact and what would a meeting be like with that potential partner. And so oftentimes we recognize that meeting may be that you run into that person at the grocery store because of how small your community is. So we just want to talk about how do you start those conversations with that potential partner, and what would that look like, and how can you be best equipped as a program to start outreaching to potential partners. So that will be our next video, is looking at messaging tools and those next steps of outreaching those partners.